Well, you hear the music. That means it's that time again. Time for Natchez Renewal Radio, right here at WMS WTYJ, right here in the studio. The one, the only, Mayor Dan Gibson, Leon. The word is Gibson. Good evening, Mayor.
Hello, Mr. Leon. Good to see you, man. What a day.
Okay.
And we're having to get used to this new time.
Yeah, I love it.
Are you adjusted to it?
I love it.
I tell you, I adjust to it just right away. I love it too. This time of year, I don't know, you can just get a little cozy, get in front of a fireplace, watch a good, a good Hallmark Christmas movie with the wife. That's what Marla likes to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. And there are a lot of good movies to be seen right now. I just hope I can find some time to watch one. The problem about this time of year for me, we don't have a real fireplace, but we have some, gas, a little gas fireplace, and it gets it pretty cozy.
Oh yeah.
Get there, comfy couch, get some popcorn, turn on the movie.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, old Danny Boy's asleep. Marla says she has to be sure she likes a movie enough to watch it at least 3 times with me because we're constantly
turn the volume
rewind.
up because of the...
She said, there are days that I forget what color your eyes are because when you're at home, they're always closed. Listen, in all seriousness, I'm so glad to be on the radio station. I've been out of town the last week on some very confidential economic development city business that I can't talk about. Maybe the time will come I can talk about it. But it had me traveling and out of town, couldn't be on the radio last week. And also, it's just now I'm able to express my condolences to the family of LaShonda Dixon Terrell. Shonda, by all accounts, was just a wonderful young lady in our community, wonderful family, 2 daughters. She tragically lost her life during that horrific rain event we had here weekend before last. I understand we got 5 inches in less than 2 hours. It was a horrible incident all over town, and I just want to express my condolences to the family of Shonda, especially to her grieving mother, her children, her brother. I just talked to him a short time ago. And, God's mercies are new each and every morning, and I just pray that God's mercies will be fresh each and every morning for this family. And so let's keep the family of LaShonda in our prayers. I just wanted to say that. I've also been just talking to others affected by the storms. Undoubtedly, Mr. Leon, we just had just a record event in some cases. Just terrible weather.
Yeah.
Were you affected by it?
No, no.
You were safe and sound at home asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm waterproof.
They told me it just came out of the blue.
Yeah.
And in fact, we had buildings downtown flood that had never flooded.
I was totally surprised.
The Natchez Democrat flooded.
I saw that.
Don Blankenstein's flooded. Water all over the north end of the bluff. So I tell you, I just pray that we won't have any more of those events because the weather. That's one thing you can't control, but I will tell you, let's just pray for good weather. The next weeks ahead are busy weeks here in Natchez, and I want us to be able to enjoy this weekend of Good Angels on the Bluff. It starts Thursday.
That's right.
And I understand it's all sold out, but if folks don't have a ticket, maybe they can find somebody who can rustle up an extra ticket. That's an amazing event.
Because it is very good, high quality, well done, well put on.
For the sake of listeners, this event is one of the longest running events, over 30 years, here in Natchez. Major fundraiser for our city cemetery. And they will have a few thousand people, I'm told, at the cemetery this weekend. People who, a lot of these people are locals who dress up, either portraying their ancestors or other notables in Natchez history.
As Liz called it, reenacting.
Reenacting at the actual gravesite, telling that person's story in first person,
right,
in character, in costume, is quite something to behold.
Absolutely.
And then, do you realize that in just another 3 weeks or so, we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving? And you know what that means?
Yeah.
We'll be lighting the Christmas tree.
Right.
And then we'll be into Christmas in Natchez. Christmas is a magical time here in Natchez.
Well, I was thinking about the poor turkeys. They got to run for 2 months now.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I tell you something. If any turkeys are out there listening, from one turkey to another, it's a good time to just enjoy the Natchez Trace.
Be very careful, turkeys.
Enjoy the Natchez Trace. This time of year, I don't know if they get on Facebook or text each other, but seems that the Natchez Trace is safe for turkeys and deer alike.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much motorists. You got to dodge a lot of turkeys and deer.
Yeah.
But anyway,
turkeys are in trouble for 2 months.
I tell you though, they say you are what you eat, and come the holidays, I find that I eat a lot of turkey and eat a lot of ham, and I've got a lot of turkey and ham in me. I don't know what we do without our sense of humor. In times, it's just so good that God gives us a sense of humor, and we can enjoy the holidays and all that comes with it. I just don't know if I'm ready yet. Seems like we just barely got through the summer.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about big news. Big news. SkyWest, United Airlines. I just came from the airport this afternoon.
Wonderful.
Meeting with the team out there. Because we've got a lot to do. Companies coming. I mean, thousands of people are going to be flying in and out of Natchez come next July. And this is the first time we will have had commercial air service in 32 years. That's a big deal. So I want to just kind of lay out some of the details so that people will understand. If you'll recall, back in 2021, we started our Jet Natchez initiative, and that was to get an air service here in Natchez. We actually made a visit during the summer of 2021 to the Greenville Airport, and we visited with the airport director there. The mayor of Greenville, Eric Simmons, gave us a wonderful reception, fed us lunch, and we got to see what it looks like for a regional airport to have commercial service. At that time, they had boutique airlines. And we saw people getting on the plane, and it was a small luxury jet, I think about 12 people. And at that time, we were thinking, wow, wouldn't this be great? So we started talking to boutique. Then we talked to Contour. Then we talked to Southern Airways. We talked to a lot of people in the industry who kept telling us and helping us to understand we had to start out with a small carrier. So we were looking at maybe a 9-seater with Southern Airways, a 12-seater with Boutique, and on and on. Maybe we could get a 20-seater with Contour, but we worked with a consultant who did a catchment study. It's an air traffic study. And the study showed that we could handle way more than just a 9-passenger plane. Well, we continued working with Southern Airways and others. And Southern Airways, in fact, at one time, it looked like we were going to get them. But more and more, Southern Airways was looking like it was going to be too expensive. We were just going to get, one-way planes from here to Memphis. You get to Memphis, then you've got to buy another ticket, go through security. Wasn't going to be sterile to sterile. I don't think, pardon the pun, but that just wasn't going to fly. Because why would people fly out of Natchez at such a high rate only to go to Memphis and then to have to fly somewhere else and buying tickets from out of Memphis? Well, Over the last couple years, we just never gave up. I know there are people who gave up. Around Natchez, I would hear it more and more. You're just wasting your time. You're just selling people on a pipe dream. This is never going to happen. But quit just isn't in my vocabulary. We're not going to quit. Kind of like with the Eola, everybody wanted to quit with that. Hobby Lobby, Tracetown, the development happening adjacent to Walmart that will soon be coming. The docks under the hill, we don't quit. Morgantown Road, no, we don't quit. We're going to get this stuff done. And so in March, I had an opportunity, just kind of like I did this week, to sneak out of town, an economic development trip. Didn't really make it clear where I was going, but I went to St. George, Utah. I flew SkyWest from Baton Rouge to Houston, where I then connected with United to go to Denver, Colorado, and then over to St. George, where SkyWest is headquartered. Now, when you fly with SkyWest, you really are flying United Airlines. It's a United Airlines jet all the way. Beautiful jets. So I got out there, and we had been talking to them for a while to lead up to this meeting. And I'm very grateful, I got to say, to a great consultant who's been helping us along the way, Jeremiah Gerald. Very grateful to the Adams County Board of Supervisors. They own the airport, after all, and have just allowed me to be, of help to them. And just so grateful for all the teamwork that's come together here. Well, we got into the meeting with SkyWest, and at that time it was me, our consultant Jeremiah Gerald, and our then airport director Richard Nelson, who you may recall just a couple months ago left and now is working, I believe, in Florida. But he had done a lot of work to help us, and so the three of us go into this meeting. We're told right away, the guy you're meeting with is pretty high on the totem pole. He's in demand. You're going to get 1 hour with him. But after 1 hour, the meeting's over. He's got a hard stop. And I thought to myself, okay, I flew all this way for, a meeting where we're already told we're not going to get to meet long. Well, said a little prayer, as I always do. And the meeting started. And just started showing him everything there was to show about Natchez, including a catchment study, the airport study, that showed that we had about 800 people traveling from some airport somewhere, mostly New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Jackson, some Alexandria, with a proximity to our zip code. They can take your cell phone data now, and they know if you're flying out of New Orleans that you're actually Leon Hollins from Natchez. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy how they can do that?
Yeah.
So we shared this data with them. That's impressive enough, but we also shared with them all of our tourism data, all of the beautiful things about Natchez, all about our booming cruise industry and the fact that American Cruise Lines would like to have Natchez as a home port for their ships. Mm-hmm. We also shared with them about the blooming movie industry, the new movie studio that we have, and came up on the hour, and the head guy we were meeting with had he actually had 3 underlings with him. He pointed to one of them and said, "You go handle that meeting, I'm staying here."
Cool.
We went, our meeting ended up lasting about 2.5 hours.